In this video, I want to talk just a moment about one of the authentic knitting looms used as a weaving loom. This is their 28-inch loom, which is a knitting board type loom, but it comes with, you can buy it with 20 peg extenders for either end. So there are 20 pegs on either end, and what that does is set it up as a 28-inch by 10-inch wide weaving loom, similar to a potholder loom. Now, Authentic Knitting Board, that's another one of their small knitting looms. That's the Tadpole. And what these have to do with, for me right now, are landscape design. I have decided, after many years of being a pen and ink artist, a fine artist, using ink, pens, oils, turpentine, all these different chemicals and everything, that I'm going to be doing some landscape design in yarn and fabric to be a little bit more earth-friendly. Also, because I'm making different size components, they're completely reusable. But in this particular case, I'm using this this is going to be a curtain panel, actually, but you could use it for a rug, for a table runner. I'm using 2 strands of worsted weight yarn. This is Lion Brand Woolies yarn. And it doesn't come with a long weaving hook like the potholder looms do. And I'm sorry, but I didn't read the directions, but I'm sure what they tell you to do is to use a crochet hook. And I wanted to make this video to show you something. I warped this starting at one short corner and going up and down this way. Now, I thought about it before I started because that meant I would be weaving in and out, back and forth, for 28 inches 20 times. And I thought of using either a weaving needle, a crochet hook, a long hook, or I got out a shuttle. And I am weaving this with a weaving shuttle, just as if this were any kind of a weaving loom. But I think the next one I make, what I'm going to do is warp it the other way first, lengthwise, with so there'll be 20 warps going, in this case, left to right. And then what you can do is have your ball of yarn up here and have a long crochet hook, or even a shorter crochet hook that you use halfway up and then halfway up again. But you can use it as a continuous yarn, and you would you weave up, over, under, over, under, over, under, grab the yarn, pull it through, and the yarn ends up still up here. You do the same thing again, pull it down, loop it over, pull it down, loop it over. That would be the easier way to do it, which is probably in one of my videos on using a potholder loom for yarn. But this makes a wonderfully versatile piece of fabric. Now, what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take 3 8x10 pieces of cross-stitch fabric and mount them on there. Obviously, I'll do cross-stitch designs on them, put 3 of them on there, evenly spaced, and with suction cups, I'm going to put this in my window as if it were a valance, a curtain valance. So imagine what you can do in a kid's room. You could do all Mother Goose. In a living room, you could do orchids or tulips or something. It's a wonderful way, I think, to have reusable panels, so that when it's not on my windows with cross-stitch on it, this can be a backyard. And underneath here, that you can't really see, I have different elements of knitted and woven things that would be a patio or a tree or different elements in landscape design. This then becomes your page. And because they're washable, they're reusable, they're easy to stack. And from my point of view, as far as the ink work and traditional landscape design, which is very meticulous and done usually in pen and ink in great detail, I think this allows me to use color to give people an idea of what their yard might look like. So most of my page panels are in a brown because that would represent the backyard. But this was a pretty blue, and I thought I would just make a panel on this loom. So this is actually a knitting loom that also comes with the regular divider ends, so you can use it as a knitting board with different widths divider and double knit or E-wrap knit. It's very versatile. It's the Authentic Knitting Board 28-inch loom with 22 20 peg extenders. It's about $50.